Good morning, everyone. I'm Kim Gusby. Thank you for joining us on WSAV News 3 today at 11. Here's a live look right now out over Tybee Island from our Savannah cam on this beautiful Friday Eve. We like to say that because it makes it seem closer to the weekend. Storm Team 3 meteorologist Alyssa Carsley is outside in Taylor Square in the heat with a look at our forecast. First, good morning, Alyssa.
Hey, good morning, Kim. We actually just had Scott from Creative Services walk by. He said it's sticky out here. Yeah, that's the perfect way to describe it. It's not great. We're still tracking the cloud cover. The moisture's moving in and checking out our feel-like temperatures. Our heat index, at least in Beaufort, we're sitting in the low 90s. At least it's a little bit better than 100 degrees, which is where we have been over the last 2 days at this time already. Now, of course, we're still tracking the heat and the humidity throughout the afternoon. And of course, those hit or miss rain showers and thunderstorms that will continue to fire up. But as of right now, just tracking that mostly cloudy sky. A few peaks of sunshine will continue as we head into the rest of today, but temperatures mainly in the upper 70s to low 80s right now. Our highs once again upper 80s to low 90s. Now we do have a cold front sitting just to our north that has allowed for a lot of that moisture to move in from the south, from the Gulf. As it stalls out from tomorrow into our weekend, we could start to see that chance of rain increase to be more than just those hit or miss rain showers we have already been tracking. So coming up in a complete Storm Team 3 forecast, we'll talk about your weekend forecast and the cooler temperatures that finally return for next week.
Thank you, Alyssa. Topping our news this morning, American forces are slamming Iran for violating a fragile ceasefire after Kuwait reported coming under attack in the latest flare-up that's threatening ongoing negotiations to end the war. U.S. Central Command says that Kuwait had intercepted missiles launched by Iran late last night, calling the Iranian attack on one of America's top allies in the Persian Gulf, quote, egregious ceasefire violation. The U.S. and Iran have traded strikes throughout the week, even as President Trump continues saying his administration is making headway in negotiations with Iran. Well, back here at home, Savannah neighbors who live near Daffin Park are pushing back against the city's plan to install high-power stadium lights, saying it could change the character of the green space they've long enjoyed. WSAV's Isabella Baez spoke with residents who are now taking their concerns straight to the top.
Does it make sense in terms of the money spent or the end product to have stadium lights in what is clearly an open park?
This project started 3 years ago when Savannah City Council approved the installation of ball field stadium lights at Daffin Park. Their reasoning was that it would provide more opportunities for youth and adult sport teams to practice and hold games during the evening.
Residents already have to contend with the field here and the bananas. And this is going to, create yet another thing that residents are working with.
Nadia Pigeon is a neighbor to Daffin Park and started a petition advocating for City Council to pause and reconsider the lighting proposal, saying the high voltage lighting is unnecessary for this public area.
The petition is threefold. First, it is to provide access to the community to our already lit fields that are currently monetized and fenced. We've asked that they look into the contract with Musco Lighting. Our last and final ask is that the city follow its own rules and regulations, and that is in terms of environmental impact studies, following the city codes.
Pigeon and Gretchen Helmers, another neighbor to Daffin Park, both say they want to see this green space preserved, not just for the ones who live close by, but for anyone who comes and visits the hostess city.
This is not a sports complex, right? This is a multi-use park, and people in Savannah, of course, care about preservation.
That was WSAV's Isabella Baez reporting. Neighbors say they hope their petition will reach 500 signatures by the end of the month. We're told their next step will be to present it to City Council. Of course, we'll continue following this story for you and provide any updates as we get them, both on air and online. Well, in just a few hours, Beaufort County Engineering will host its third and final meeting to discuss the US 278, US 17 corridor study. The roadway stretches from US 17 to Sea Pine Circle. Officials will answer questions about proposed improvements from 4 until 6 at the Hilton Head Island Branch Library on Beach City Road. That meeting is open to the public.